CBS News contributor Bob Schieffer is here with us. He is our retired chief Washington correspondent and the former host of Face the Nation. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Nora. And may I start off by saying nothing surprises me
in this political year.
I never thought that this would come to this.
That you would ever hear the Pope's name in the sentence with the word disgrace.
In the same sentence. The closeness of both races and their increasing nastiness is revealing a new trend in American politics about the divide within the parties themselves. Except for Mitt Romney in 2012, every Republican who won the South Carolina primary went on to win his party's nomination. When South Carolina speaks, Republicans listen. But what they're hearing this year is different. A party tearing itself apart in public.
My mom is the strongest woman I know.
She should be running.
This is not about my family or
You are the single biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush.
He lies about Planned Parenthood. He lies about marriage.
This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Why do you lie?
Donald learned.
You pushed him.
Donald, adults learn not to interrupt each other.
Yeah, I know. You're an adult.
Right.
It got so bad, John Kasich said this.
I think we're fixing to lose the election to Hillary Clinton if we don't stop this.
That could be right in a normal year, but Hillary Clinton is in a tough fight for her party's nomination with a man who doesn't even call himself a Democrat. What we may be seeing this year is not just a race for the nomination, but an unraveling of both political parties.
I've never seen a situation where both political parties are in the process of what I would call self-destructing. On the Democratic side, you see a fragmentation that's significant. And on the Republican side, the lack of civility, in fact, the rudeness, is beyond anything that we have seen in 20 or 30 years.
I would make that 40 years. What these last 10 days have shown, I think, is just how weak the two parties have become. And all these so-called party leaders on both sides, all they can do is just sit there and watch it happen.
Wow. But people always say politics is always nasty, Bob. I thought Jimmy Kimmel said it best when he goes, how is this happening? Where are the party leaders? Why aren't they stepping in?
Well, they don't have any leverage anymore, Gail, because these candidates now raise their own money. There was a time when the parties were able to control the money and control delegates. They don't have any leverage on these people anymore. They go out and raise their own money, and they stay in the race as long as the money lasts.
But what you're saying is that this could be permanently damaging. This could be a change for the parties in terms of their relationships.
I tell you, I'm not ready to predict this yet, but I think it is entirely possible that the Republican Party could break in half after this. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think there is now a possibility of that. And when you look at the Democratic Party, where they've managed to produce only one legitimate Democratic candidate, Hillary Clinton, and she's in the fight of her life with Bernie Sanders, a very nice man, but someone who's never sought office as a Democrat. That shows you just how weak the party structure is on both sides. So who knows what happens there.
And how core constituents are supporting Sanders rather than her.
Yeah, and I mean, if Hillary Clinton can't get the vote of young women, where does she go? And right now, she's having a problem with that.
So what impact do you think this dust-up with the Pope will have? What are you thinking?
Well, I don't know, quite frankly, Gail, but I'll tell you this. I don't think you should underestimate the Catholic vote in South Carolina. The only place that Mitt Romney did not carry the Catholic vote last time out, and he would have not gotten the Republican nomination had he not. He got 50% of the Catholic vote everywhere but in South Carolina. But you know who beat him in South Carolina? A Catholic, Newt Gingrich. I don't know how much that figures in this time around, but I'm not underestimating that.
And there's also the possibility of a third party. Michael Bloomberg may run.
Yes, and I think that is increasing by the moment, the possibility of that. We'll see. The question you have to ask here is, if Bloomberg does get in, and he's one of the few independents that has the money and stuff to get on the ballot, he can do this. But who does he help and who does he hurt? I'm not sure of that so far. So that's a great unknown.
The Democrats fear they'll be hurt.
I think they do. But you know, who knows in this political year where nothing seems to come out the way conventional wisdom thought it would. Who knows where that goes?
And who would have believed that it could possibly end up in the House if, in fact, there's a third party?
It could.
Yeah.
It absolutely could. This whole thing is kind of scary. This whole thing is really kind of scary because we're moving into uncharted waters here. You know, if Jeb Bush finishes fourth here, he probably lives to go for another day, at least to Super Tuesday. Right. You may have 4 people coming out of there. So I'm not sure the race is winnowed all that much yet.
Right.
We're going to have quite a summer here. I think we might even have an open convention on the Republican side. Who knows? We might have 2. Of course, all reporters, we're all hoping that happens. You know, we can't put our wishes ahead of our logic in our analysis because we've never had one, and we all think, wow, this would be the most fun thing in the world for us.
Yes, yes. I think you better not get used to retirement.
Yeah, I know.
Bob Schieffer, there's a place for you right there at the table.
Thank you very much,
So
guys.
great to have you here.
Thanks.
So great to have you here. And our digital network, CBSN, will have live coverage tomorrow of the Nevada Democratic caucuses and the South Carolina Republican primary. You can watch it online at cbsnews.com/live and devices like Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire.